Hi, everybody. It's your girl Stephanie Robles here. And I can't believe it. I was so anxious. I couldn't wait till after the holidays to start talking about this very subject. And it's all about hitting this wall. And especially, I noticed that for me, when I'm in the process of thinking creatively, there's almost like this wall that we build around ourselves. Hey, how you doing? I love your name, Carpe Diem. I love to seize the day. It is amazing and I love it. Hitting that wall, that emotional wall that you have when I'm thinking about the things that I want to change. For myself, I'm an extremely one of those people that are very private. But I also learned that by sharing those pain points with other people, it allows me to connect with them and have conversations. And it's something that we don't usually do a lot of because you're coming from an extremely vulnerable place and nobody kind of wants to open up and share that with others. So it's almost like when it comes to having those conversations, it's almost like hitting a wall, and it gets almost emotionally exhausting because you're fighting it. And it's almost like you're going out of that comfort zone. Your whole body doesn't want to get uncomfortable, it wants to be comfortable. So it's going to fight that process. And it it definitely takes a toll on you. It's exhausting to fight that wall. It is. But once you get past that emotional wall that you have because you built it up to protect yourself, it opens so many more doors on the other side of it by having those conversations. How many people can you help by just sharing some of the things that you've gone through? How many people can relate to you? It's really an incredible feeling that you actually empower others to have those conversations. Because, again, a lot of us, we don't really trust a lot of people. Trust is something very hard to earn for some. And if it's not tangible, like you just come into that very jaded and you don't want to trust anyone. But sometimes you have to take that leap of faith and just do it. And when you do something like that, it opens so many more doors for people. And then word gets around and you allow them to empower themselves to share whatever they're going through. And that's how you, in my opinion, that's how you truly change the world. And I think the Dalai Lama, don't quote me on this, said, be the change in the world that you want, be the change in the world that you would like to be. It starts with one random act of kindness at a time. So it's just amazing the empowerment that you could give somebody just by talking. Whoops, sorry. Not even by talking, sometimes just by doing, just being a listening ear for someone, and being sometimes people don't need anybody to say anything. They just need somebody to listen to them and a shoulder to be there for them, because some of us don't have that in this world. When you fight on a daily basis, sometimes you just want somebody to just be there and listen to that person talk. If you really think about it, how many times in a day does somebody ask you what's going on with your life, and you're truly and honest about it? Because sometimes we're not really honest with it. Oh, how are you doing? And we'll just say, oh, I'm good, just to get them to kind of, okay, leave me alone. I don't want to go there. Kind of avoid that question. And again, it's just that self-preservation, because you don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations with people. You don't want to go there. Maybe you're going through something deeply personal and emotional, and it's not good to hold on to those feelings. It's not good to hold on to those emotions, because that's when your brain kind of kicks in and you're going to start grabbing for things that are maybe unhealthy for you. My hugest thing, that a lot of things sometimes people will grab instead of social drinking. They'll continue drinking when they're in a stressed environment or they're emotionally stressed. Let me grab a beer. Let me do this. Let me smoke cigarettes. Let me do this. I noticed that for my smoker friends, whenever they're in a social setting, they will start smoking really, they'll look like a choo-choo train, just smoking, because it's something that's just a habit almost. And I noticed that, and I would kind of ask them about it. Are you okay? Because sometimes you can tell when people are not okay. You can just tell with people. And once they have that conversation, you'll see how they calm down. And I honestly think when two people have that very honest conversation, they feel better about themselves. And then the other person, you both have that chance to learn something and take away something from that conversation. There was a reason that that person came to you and y'all are having that conversation to begin with. Just like there's a reason that you're watching this live right now. There is a definite reason. Maybe there's a message. Maybe we're just vibing and we're on that same vibe together and thinking about it. And those are the things that I kind of think about. Those troubling issues. And it's hard to talk about those very personal things in our life because we're afraid of trusting people and letting people in to hurt our heart. Or they can, a listening ear can be a running mouth. There we go. That's what my grandmother always said, to always be careful, especially if you were raised like that. You're like, oh, but I'm very quickly learning that sometimes there's a lot of people suffering from those pain points. And you'll actually be surprised the help and the empowerment that you can give somebody just by simply talking about the few things that you go through. And you won't believe, and it goes from money to not only money, parenting, relationships, life in general in itself, any of those things that you go through. And we're not meant to just sit here and carry that burden, that weight on you. It will weigh you down. It'll make you feel some type of way, and you need to seek help sometimes. And you need to just... Exactly. I would love to do that, Carpe Diem. Yep. I love that. I love that idea. I love vibing with people and thinking on that way of those topics because it helps people understand that we all have those issues and we all need help, and there's more people around us that are all going through that same issue. It's just one of those things that a lot of people do not talk about, or they choose not to talk about it because they feel like it's a taboo subject. And it's not, because we're all human. We all feel on an emotional level, we have a heart and we want to be accepted. We want to be heard and understood. And it's hard to trust though, which is definitely understandable. But those walls can break down a lot of things and open amazing doors that you never thought that you were ever capable of opening for you, just by simply listening to someone and having those conversations with them. You can actually build a bridge over that troubled water, which is my favorite song when I'm going through it. Building a bridge over troubled water is one of my favorite songs whenever I'm in that mood. And it always brings a smile on my face because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you for watching and joining me. I greatly appreciate you. I cannot wait to ring in the new year and smash new goals and take names. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Bye, everybody.